Hey guys, welcome to Elapsed Time with Mr. Burns. We are working out today the difference in time between two clock faces. Okay, let's have a go. And our success criteria is going to be working out the time between two clocks. Okay, so if we can do that, we have succeeded. How we might succeed? Well, we're going to work out the difference between the times using a timeline. That's how we're going to go about it. And then we're going to add up the differences. Okay, let's have a look at the first one. Now for this, you do need to be able to tell the time. Now I've got another video about telling the time using a 12-hour clock face. So go and watch that one if you're not sure about that. But for this one, you need to recognize that this time right here is actually, oops, daisy, it is 3:15. 3:15. I might put that in black. 3:15. Okay, so that's our first time, right? Then we need to be able to recognize that this time here is actually 6:40. Okay, 6:40. Right. So once we've worked out that, and again, I'm not going to show you how to tell the time. There's a whole other video called Telling the Time, Telling 12-Hour Time in my time playlist. So go and watch that if you don't know how to tell the time. But once we have worked out that this clock here is 3:15 and this clock here is 6:40, then we can now find the time difference. What is the elapsed time? Well, let's go ahead and do that using a timeline. Let's go and do that now. Here we go. I'm going to draw up a timeline and it's going to start at 3:15. And it's a bit like, you know, I made a video yesterday that was a bit like this, so you might want to go and have a look at that one if this one's not very good. But we've got to go from 3:15 all the way to 6:40. And I'm not going to jump all at once. I'm going to jump in easy jumps. I'm going to go from 3:15 to 5:15. And you know what? I know that 3:15 to 5:15 is 2 hours easy. Then I'm going to go from 5:15, not to 6:40, that's too hard. I'm going from 5:15 to 6 o'clock. And I know the difference between 5:15 and 6 o'clock is 45 minutes. Right? Now I'm going to go all the way home. I'm going all the way to 6:40. I'm going from 6 o'clock to 6:40. And I know the time between 6 o'clock and 6:40 is 40 minutes. Now I've just got to add up these times. Look, I've got to add up 2 hours plus 45 minutes plus 40 minutes. Right? So 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 40 minutes. So that's 2 hours, that's 40 minutes, and that's 45 minutes. And so that's going to be, well, let's do the minutes first. That's going to be 40 plus 45 minutes is 85 minutes, isn't it? Yep. So that's 2 hours and 85 minutes. Now, we don't actually usually say 85 minutes because 60 minutes equals an hour, doesn't it? So 85 minutes actually equals 1 hour, right? Because, you know, an hour is 60 minutes, isn't it? 1 hour and 25 minutes, okay? Because that's what would be left over from 85. So your total answer is going to be 2 hours plus 1 hour plus 25 minutes, which is going to equal 3 hours and 25 minutes. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, let's have a look at this one. I guess we're in the together phase now. And remember, the first thing we had to do, I asked you what to do. We've got to work out that, what do we have to work out here and here? Right, I hope you've worked out the time. We need to work out the time first. So on the first clock, it is actually 11:05, okay? And on the second clock, it is actually 12:30. Oh, this is a nice easy one, isn't it? So what's the time difference between 11:05 and 12:30? And we barely actually need to do a timeline, but I think I'll do one just to show you. So let's do a timeline again. Remember that. Now, what would be the first time we have down the bottom here? What's the first time? It's 11:05, isn't it? So, okay. And let's not jump straight to 12:30. Okay, what's the easy jump? 11:05. Let's jump a whole hour, and a whole hour would take us to where? That would take us to 12:05, wouldn't it? So that's 1 hour that we've done already. Okay, that's 1 hour that we've done already. So now I've got to go to 12, whereabouts? We're at 12:05. Where do we have to go to? We have to go to 12:30, okay? And that's a jump of how long? That's a jump of how long? Can you work out from 12:05 to 12:30 what sort of jump that is? That's a jump of 25 minutes, isn't it? Okay, so now we've got to add up 1 hour to 25 minutes, which is actually quite easy, isn't it? That's really just, well, 1 hour and 25 minutes. There's not much hard work to be done there. Perhaps the next question is a bit trickier. Let's go and have a look at the next question. Okay, this is actually one that you should have a go at by yourself because we're doing teach together try. So this is one for you to try all by yourself. So why don't you have a go at this one all by yourself, and then I'm going to come and show you how we should have done it. And maybe you got it right. So do pause me and have a go all by yourself. Okay, have a go at that. Okay, and I hope that you've paused me because now I'm going to show you what I think that we should have done. Sorry, my headset's been a bit silly. Okay, and now I'm back properly. Sorry about that. Okay, now we needed to find out the first time. Now the first time on the first clock, guys, was, that's interesting. The first time on the first clock is 10:50. It's nearly at 11, isn't it? But it's 10:50. Okay, that's the time on the first clock. Right, what's the time on the second clock? Well, I hope you worked out the time the second clock was. Oh, it's just gone past the 8, hasn't it? Just past the 8, so it should be 8:05, and this is a trickier one, definitely. This is 8:05. Okay, 5 past 8. Okay, let's have a go at what you should have done. Well, I hope that you drew up a timeline, definitely. And I hope you started at 10:50, right? And I hope you've gone, I've got to get to 8:05. Now that's too hard to jump. We're not going to do that. Let's break it up into easy bits. I would actually jump from 10:50 to 12:50. Okay, I'm not smart enough to go further than that. So that's 2 whole hours right there. Then you know what? You can't even go to 8:50, can you? Because 8:50 is past where we're going. You can go to 7:50, but so from 12:50, I would jump all the way to 7:50. And I know that that is going to be 7 hours. Okay. Now we're much closer to 8:05 now, aren't we? From 7:50 to 8:05, I reckon you guys can probably do that all in one jump. To 8:05. What's the difference between 7:50 and 8:05? Well, you've probably worked out that is 15 minutes. Okay. So now the question comes to us. What is 2 hours plus 7 hours? Right. Plus 15 minutes, and that's going to equal 9 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, that's our lesson for today. That's our teach together try for today. I hope you have learned something about finding the elapsed time between 2 clock faces. See you later.